Nancy here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I'm using the Recollections zoo animal to make a fun card. I'm going to use my Avery Elle Wonky stitch die to make a rectangle die cut for the outside of the card. I'm using Nina Solar White, and I've got both of the rectangles taped down, and I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. And this is going to create the frame for the outside of the card. The next thing I'm going to do is take out a herringbone stencil and some distress ink and create a little texture on the background rectangles. I'm just randomly stamping down some ink on selected areas of the card. I don't want to fill it completely in. I just want to give it some texture and maybe the look of some vines that this little monkey's going to play on. I next take some yellow distress ink and dab over the green just to give it a different shade. I want to create a sunshine and a vine for the monkey to hang on. So I've got another stencil that's a vine, and then I've got a round die cut that I'm going to use to create my little sun. So I take some more distress ink and just kind of daub randomly around. Again, I'm not trying to fill in the whole image. I'm just trying to get an impression of vines. So I go back and forth with a couple shades of green, and then I'm going to work on the sunshine. I have a few stencils in my stash, but I haven't really used them too much. So it was fun today to get those out and see what I could do with the stencils to create some interest on the card. I'm going to use my Misty to stamp the images on the card. So I've got the little monkey and I've stamped him out, and I have a sunshine stamp that I'm going to stamp in yellow right in the middle of that sun just to give a little more interest. This recollection set also comes with a banana, so I'm going to stamp that little banana in the monkey's hand. The Misty, as you know, is great for being able to re-stamp images if you don't get a nice clear image, and you can see there I go back and forth on it several times to make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to use my Copic markers to color the monkey in, and I have 4 shades of brown, and I'm taking the darkest brown on the outside, using the next darkest shade, the middle shade, and the lightest to blend the color in on the monkey. I'm going to use the same coloring method on the banana using 2 shades of yellow just to give that banana peel some interest. So now it's time to assemble the card, and I'm going to use a black note card, which I've used 110-pound Nina black cardstock and cut it to 5.5 by 4.25. I'm going to use some stick-it tape and stick the larger frame down onto the card. I apologize, I'm moving my work surface down below where my camera is picking up what I'm doing on this card. So try to get it back adjusted so you can see what I'm doing. So I stick the larger frame down, and then I'm going to use my tape runner and stick the major part of the card inside the die frame. So now I'm going to work on the sentiment, and in the stamp set there is a sentiment that says roar, And I'm going to stamp that out with some black ink, and then I'm going to color it in with the 2 shades of yellow that match the banana. And I'm going again around the outside with the darkest color and then coming in with the lighter color to just create some interest. I'm going to get my paper cutter out now and trim the sentiment down, and I'm going to create a little tag just by cutting in the edges. You cut in the center and then bring your scissors and meet the edge of each of those centers to create a nice little tag. I'm also going to make a tag to outline that tag out of some colored cardstock. So I just line it up in the cutting machine and do the same process. Cut it down and create a little tag in the center by cutting down the middle and on each side. I originally purchased this stamp set at my local Michaels stores to create a baby card for a coworker, and I have used this little stamp set so many times. It's just really a fun stamp. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to place the sentiment on the card, and I decide I'm going to put it down towards the bottom of the card, and I'm going to use some foam to raise it up. I have some little foam squares that I'm using, and I just place those on the back of the sentiment and then place it down on the card, and then that completes my card. I am in the process of preparing a number of card sets to give away as gifts, and this will be one of the cards that will go in the card set. I hope you like my video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and go do something creative today. Thanks for watching.